Oh, yeah, the people who I interview in verification elsewhere that don't remember I interviewed them, they're like, well, no, how's that possible? Because I haven't met her. Yeah, right, okay, so you might want to catch up on your godly responsibilities and duty. So here's the thing. What I say to think is irrelevant as it pertains to what you're talking about. The products I buy has nothing to do with how I impact the now and who in the reverse has won, because NOW, if you retrofit it, is WON. Right. So did you won first, WON, that created the NOW, the now? Or was it the now that then creates a different WON? Yeah, you kind of have to know how time and space works, but you don't, because you're a human. I get it. You're all in an omega system. You're like, I hear what she's saying. I kind of get it, but right. Yeah, see, here's the thing. Before you got here, people knew in an auxiliary system, because we were training them, trying to get them all on the same page to fix the now and the one, WON, so this way we could flatten systems all around this cycle by no later than lose cycle of detrimental and disastrous to everybody on board and involved in some form of a 1978 till whenever your demise is, and they finally catch up enough to kill you all, and faster, so the rest of us are released from their contracts. So there is a system. So when you say irrelevant, yes, it is. Do you know what an IR is? Do you work in that industry? Oh, because here's what happens. There is a relevant information, an RI, and then there is what pertains to it in the mirror image system of the irrelevant ration. So you buy, yeah, again, this is this tarot system. You don't know. I do. I am a fruit basket, and I sat there as the treasure cat before I was born in cycle and system, going, now how the hell am I going to explain this to myself going forward? If they hand me a paintbrush, I told them not to paint, instead of my one toothbrush, where he and I hold the exact same toothbrush at the exact same time, and we don't ever let go. Instead, they gave me one paintbrush and him a different paintbrush, which was totally illegal. We told them not to do it, but they did it anyway. And I said, if my one fruit basket that I am born with as a basketball that belongs in one court, being the court marshal, the tall, handsome one I was born for in Clover Fidelis, gets messed up in any way, he and I have full authority as the only two alphas in a collapsed omega system. Coming in, we taught you what it meant, what not to do, who to involve, and you fucked it up anyway, even though you had full access to auxiliary somehow. So now, where is your defense? Because you had none when we were here. And you did whatever you did anyway. Sold nuclear waste to everybody. You want to come on board and tell everybody how what an asshole you are? Right, and then you roped other dopes in. Yeah, got that. Right, see, I am a living alpha who assigns tin, T-I-N. It's a biotin, B-I-O-T-I-N system of tax information numeracies. It's where you're gonna go now, in the future, and how your family is going to follow this one anchor age, while two alphas are here very clearly for a very specific Clover reason, to help the rest of the stupid biotin and Latin, L-A-T-I-N, I am the living Latin with the Latino, because it's an A and an O simultaneously in the same exact system. How do you do that? Yeah, well, I would need a pen and a paper to show you. It's an O and an A inside of an O. Oh my gosh, yes. Don't hurt yourself. There is a get it, got it, good program. Good. That's how we let two generations, being Antonine and my Louis Cattaruzza. There was a Get It committee, G-E-T, in Anthony's, or my Antonine, they called him Tony. That is the time is Tony. It's to New York is where God was coming as female with a big problem on her hand because you had already used 2 paintbrushes before we got there instead of combining to 1 paintbrush and waiting for the toothbrush to arrive. This is how retarded your humans trying to run shit is. Okay, so we gotta get it. Then we got in my dad, it's a got it. Then we have a new Get It committee explaining to the Got It committee that we still need 1 paintbrush for the toothbrush coming in Alpha and Omega. Whatever we did, we're dropping whatever it was, and we are painting with 1 brush. 1 brush where they're both holding the toothbrush, and we used 1 paintbrush to get them to hold 1 toothbrush. This way we are all safe, we're all covered, and we can build the way we're supposed to. So where did we lose you in the Get It, Got It, Good? Because we were born 1978 in the good, holding 1 toothbrush with 1 paintbrush expectant for the future. That should have been corrected before we got here. Instead, we had 2 committees, the Get It, Got It, Nothing's Good in Anthony, my grandfather, in the Tony, T-O-2-N-Y generation. Next generation is my father, who is Tiny Tim, because he is still, we didn't get Tony right, so Louis is born Tiny Tim with 1 leg, because we're getting closer to where God is coming back from a different system all completely, and expectations, because they told us in AUXILLARY, which is how we learn about the world. So here we are, in Tiny Tim, my dad's all painted all wrong, and there is nothing about that life that was good at all. It was, you get it, you got it all wrong, and you did nothing to fix it. So now I come in the good, and now everything's fucked up. Go explain that to everybody how you chose nuclear waste paintbrush to paint the future, the Asians and Dubai people of all different colors got everything in the we're winning economic development, yay! Because we sold everybody nuclear waste. Oh my god, and they're gonna kill us all. Yeah, we are. Because we're the good, holding the 1 toothbrush that you painted in 2 different life formats because you didn't want good to reign over your parade of evil in the worst possible way. And somehow AUXILLARY allowed you to do that, which I don't understand because we gave them very specific protocols as to what they had to follow.